When we witness the peak of human performance, we are often blinded by the brilliance of the moment. We see the master, the champion, the genius, and we assume we are looking at a miracle of nature. We see the effortless grace of a virtuoso, the split-second decisions of a grandmaster, or the flawless precision of an elite surgeon, and we label it talent. We call it a gift. But if we look behind the curtain, we find a reality that is far less mysterious and far more demanding. Excellence is not a sudden flash of lightning. It is a fire built, stick by stick, over thousands of cold, ordinary mornings. The late psychologist Anders Ericsson spent his life decoding this process. He didn't believe in the myth of the natural. Instead, he studied the science of the expert. His work challenged the very foundations of how we view human ability. He argued that we are not born with a set limit on our potential, but with a remarkable ability to build it. His most famous study took place at the Berlin University of the Arts. He divided violinists into 3 groups: the stars, the good, and the future teachers. He wanted to know, what was the difference? The answer was mathematical. By age 20, the elite stars had practiced for 10,000 hours. The good students had 6,000. The future teachers, only 4,000. There were no naturals who practiced less. This revealed a fundamental truth. The human brain and body are remarkably plastic. We do not have a fixed capacity. We have the ability to build the capacity we need through the right kind of training. Every time we practice, we are physically changing the structure of our brains. We are building the machinery required to perform at the highest levels. We are our own architects. But simply putting in the time is not enough. Most people practice for years and never get better. To reach the peak, you need something specific: deliberate practice. First, it requires clear, specific goals. You aren't just working out or playing guitar. You are targeting a specific weakness, a single movement, or a precise concept until it is perfect. Second, it demands total concentration. Deliberate practice is not fun. It is intense, mentally draining work. If your mind is wandering, you aren't improving. You are just repeating. Third, it requires immediate feedback. You must know exactly where you failed. Without a feedback loop, you will continue to practice your mistakes until they are permanent. Finally, it must happen just outside your comfort zone. If you are doing what you are already good at, you are not growing. You must constantly reach for the thing you cannot quite do yet. This grueling process leads to the most important tool of the expert: mental representations. These are complex internal structures that allow experts to process vast amounts of information instantly. A grandmaster doesn't see a board of pieces. They see a web of relationships and outcomes. They can recall 1,000 positions because they have a representation that gives the data meaning. An expert doctor sees symptoms not as a list, but as a pattern. Their mental models allow them to recognize a rare condition that a novice would miss entirely. They see the whole, while others see the parts. Mental representations allow us to visualize the future, monitor our own performance, and correct mistakes in real time. They are the software of the elite. Traditional education focuses on knowledge, what you know. But peak performance is about skill, what you can do. You can read 1,000 books on swimming, but until you get in the water, you are a novice. The expert focuses on doing. They use knowledge only to guide their practice. The goal is always to improve the representation through action, not just theory. Mastery is a physical change, not just a mental one. You have likely heard of the 10,000-hour rule, but remember, time alone means nothing. If you drive a car for 10,000 hours, you don't become an F1 driver. You just become a regular driver. Mastery requires the quality of the hours. 10,000 hours of mindless repetition is a waste. 10,000 hours of deliberate, uncomfortable, goal-oriented practice is a transformation. It is the quality that creates the expert. Consider the Polgar sisters. Their father, Laszlo, believed that geniuses are made, not born. He raised his 3 daughters to be chess grandmasters from the day they were born. He chose chess because it was a measurable field. The results were undeniable. Susan became the first female grandmaster. Judith became the greatest female player in history. It wasn't magic or a rare gene. It was a life built on thousands of hours of intentional, focused improvement. Even historical geniuses use these methods. Benjamin Franklin wasn't a naturally gifted writer. To improve, he would read articles from his favorite magazine, The Spectator, and take notes on the main points. He would wait a few days, then try to rewrite the article from his notes. He would then compare his version to the original, identifying exactly where his vocabulary or structure was weaker. He turned writing into a deliberate exercise. When you hit a plateau, it means your current mental representations are no longer sufficient. You aren't failing, you are stuck. To break through, you must change your method, not just work harder. You need a new strategy. Find a new way to challenge yourself. Try a different angle. Attack the problem from the bottom up. A plateau is just a sign that a new, more powerful mental model is waiting to be built. It is a sign of upcoming growth. A great coach is your most valuable asset. They have the mental representations you lack. They can see your errors before you even make them. They provide the map through the territory of mastery. They save you years of trial and error. A coach pushes you when you want to stop. They force you to look at your failures. They ensure your practice remains deliberate, not just repetitive. Finding a guide is the fastest way to the peak of any discipline. Mastery is lonely. It is the work you do when everyone else is sleeping, or at a party, or watching TV. It requires a level of discipline and sacrifice that most people will never understand. It is the path of the 1%. You must fall in love with the process, not just the result. You must learn to find satisfaction in the struggle itself, in the slow, agonizing inching toward perfection. The journey is the mastery. Recent science has discovered the physical root of expertise, myelin. This is a fatty substance that wraps around nerve fibers, insulating them and allowing electrical signals to travel up to 10 times faster. Deliberate practice triggers the production of myelin. Each repetition with focus strengthens the circuit. You aren't just learning, you are upgrading the hardware of your nervous system. Master the circuit, master the skill. Many people fall into arrested development. They reach a level of good enough and then switch to autopilot. Their skills don't just stop growing, they often begin to decay. Autopilot is the enemy of the expert. Find a new way to challenge yourself. Try a different angle. Attack the problem from the bottom up. A plateau is just a sign that a new, more powerful mental model is waiting to be built. It is a sign of upcoming growth. Deliberate practice isn't just for individuals. Elite teams, from surgical units to special forces, practice their interactions with the same intensity as their individual skills. They build a shared mental representation. The best teams don't just play well together, they analyze their failures together. They deconstruct every mistake and redesign their shared models. A peak team is a feedback loop in motion. Excellence is a team sport. Let's start your journey. Day 1. Choose one skill you genuinely want to master. Day 2. Break that skill into its smallest, most basic components. What is the absolute foundation of your craft? Identify it. Day 3. Practice your weakest component for 45 minutes with total focus. Day 4. Seek feedback. Record yourself, use an app, or find a mentor. Face the truth of your performance. Don't look away from your flaws. Day 5. Review your mistakes without judgment. Day 6. Repeat the practice with one small improvement. Day 7. Measure your progress. How far have you come? What is the next challenge? This is the loop of the elite. In the modern world, the rules of peak performance are more relevant than ever. In fields like programming and AI development, the ability to build deep mental models is what separates the creators from the users. Technology can augment our practice, but it cannot replace it. We must still do the work of building our internal representations so we can direct the tools with precision and vision. We must master the machine. The future of human potential is not in waiting for the next genius to be born. It is in designing environments that foster deliberate practice for everyone. We are moving toward a world where expertise is accessible. As we decode the science of expertise, we unlock the potential for humanity to solve its greatest challenges. The peak is not just a personal achievement, it is our collective destiny. Let's build a world of masters. Expertise is not reserved for the few. It is not a secret guarded by the elite. It is available to anyone willing to follow the science. Remember the 4 pillars: goals, focus, feedback, and discomfort. They are your guide. You are not limited by your genes or your past. You are limited only by the quality of your practice and the strength of your mental representations today. The peak is not a place you find, it is a place you build. We celebrate the performance because it is beautiful, but we must respect the practice because it is the truth. Greatness is the sum of 1,000 small, intentional choices made when no one is watching. It is the result of discipline. The world asks if you have talent. The peak asks if you have the will. Are you willing to start again tomorrow before the sun rises and do the work that no one sees? Are you willing to be extraordinary? This is Wealth Entertainment 21. Your journey to the peak starts here. Subscribe now and join the 1% who choose to lead. See you at the top of the mountain. Good luck.